Why can't evolution be classified as a scientific fact rather than a scientific theory? In science, the word theory is used for explanations of some parts of the natural world that are based on a large amount of evidence. This is what the theory of evolution is. The term theory is used because all scientific theories, including the theory of evolution, are subject to revision or rejection if new evidence comes to light. In case of evolution, this is not very likely, but scientists want to keep that option available. This is an incredibly important aspect of the scientific process and is the only way we can ensure science is based on the best possible evidence. A scientific fact is a piece of empirical evidence that has been verified by multiple independent sources. Something like the wavelength of blue light is considered a fact. Edit. Expanded the answer and fixed a typo. Theory is the best science can get on principle. It doesn't mean just a theory. It means backed by so much fact that it is very hard to disprove. Facts that are not on principle disprovable can only be found in mathematics, like the square root of 2 being irrational. Theory is a word that means model. Take, for example, music theory. Music theory is the model of how notes go together to make chords and songs. It is not a hypothesis that music exists. Theory in science doesn't mean guess. It means series of evidence, tests, and observations that explain a phenomenon. A scientific theory is as close to fact as science can get. Just like gravity, it is both fact and has a theory surrounding it. Fact is simple. We observe living beings with generation timescales compatible with our ability to observe evolving real-time development of antibiotic resistance is an example. We also have fossil record. With gravity, we can directly observe two objects attracting each other based on mass and directly measure that force. Theory is explaining why and how the fact is the way it is. You have probably seen better explanation of how and why evolution happens than how and why gravitational force exists. Scientific theories explain facts. Evolution is a theory, as is gravity and germ theory. And this is why English is important. The terms theory and hypothesis have become socially synonymous with each other in the sense that both mean hypothesis, guess, due to their connotations. The simplest answer. A theory is an explanation for a set of observations. You can make many theories based on the same observations, evidence, but the best theory is the one which has the most evidence for it. We do not know every observation, so possibly there could be something we don't know which contradicts our theory, which would change the theory. So you can't call a theory a fact. In science, the word theory means fact. It is something that has been demonstrated to the maximum practical extent. You take a hypothesis and you try to disprove it as best as you can over and over. When your hypothesis has stood up to so much criticism and survived, so that it becomes absurd to reject it, that's when you call it a theory, which is scientific fact. It's just unfortunate that the general public thinks that the word theory means some vague idea. Theories are models that explain facts. What we know is constantly changing, and often the more we learn about something, the less we know. For example, look at the history of the model of an atom or what light is. At each discovery stage they thought they were facts and correct, but weren't. It's true as far as we know, but we don't know what we don't know. You are thinking of hypothesis. This means that there are no facts to support the belief. A theory has facts to support it. In Newton's day, it would have been a hypothesis that the atmosphere changed or altered the color of the light that we see from the sun. using prisms. Newton showed that in fact, this is what happened, which is why the sky appears blue. The resulting theory is that the atmosphere blocks or scatters certain wavelengths of light, with one result being that the sky appears blue. We can see this now using various filters and prisms to filter the light. Using certain filters and prisms results in us seeing light that resembles the sky. This is a fact. Why don't we first learn what a scientific theory is? Other commenters are doing a good job explaining what a theory is in a scientific context. But there's one distinction that has to be made. Evolution is a fact. It happens. It's observable on a micro and macro scale. Why evolution happens is a theory. Natural selection is a pretty good theory to explain a lot of evolution. But hypothetically there's still room for it to be disproven. That evolution happens is a scientific fact. The theory of evolution is our current best understanding of exactly how evolution works. Scientific theories are supported by evidence, whereas everyday theories, the way we use the word casually, are just simple guesses. That species evolve from one to another is a fact. How and why this occurs is what makes up the theory of evolution. Mass having an attractive effect is a fact. How and why is what makes up the theory of gravity. Facts are true details about the universe. Theories are the frameworks of scientific knowledge that describe them. It's still the theory of gravity. Here's a good set of definitions for fact, theory, etc. as applied to science. https://ncs.go, definitions fact theory and law scientific work. The go-to is that theory in science doesn't mean random guess or anything like that. It's a cohesive model that take all present data into account. It's about as good as it gets. Theory is more than enough. Basically everything that's considered undoubtedly, unquestionably true in science is still a theory. A big part of scientific understanding is the unspoken admittance that we are never truly certain about anything.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.